Welcome back, everybody! Do you think my idea from last episode of this being somehow related to the locker not being locked is correct? Or do you think it's not correct? Well, I honestly have no idea what it could be, so I'm just going to say that's it, because it doesn't seem like they're going to punish me anyway, so let's... Excuse me. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Is it now? Is it really a continuation of that part? Are you 100% sure? No, seriously, how is the blue badger related to this, though? I mean, other than the fact that it's blocking our views, like, I don't get it. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But, sir, it's been my experience that things fall out of when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open... We can't be sure. That item was in the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers a lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? I guess that's a possibility anyway, but we don't really see that, do we? I mean, we just saw something fall out. We don't actually see something inserted. We don't know if it's inserted into the whatevers here. That could be, I suppose, though. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of the my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie... But that object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door.
Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator.
Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Or do you, Phoenix? Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door? I don't know. I don't know what could... No, seriously, what could it have been? It apparently was one of these, though, I guess. A shoe, yeah, totally. A shoe was an insulator. Oh, the rubber glove. I guess? Yeah, it was there, so maybe it was the glove then. Yeah, I'll go with that. I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident.
Huh.
The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that wasn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is that not so, Officer Meekins? Sir! It would appear so, sir! Order! 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 So are we to believe then that the victim whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman?
Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this.
What?
Officer Meekins, please testify about this.
Sir! Me, sir! I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. ... Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir! Is this a joke? Very well. Begin your testimony.
Mystery Man 2.
There's one thing that proves that the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. You could have just stole it from Goodman. An ID card record. I see.
I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor.
Do ya now?
The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases.
Special cases?
Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end! Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. Yeah, totally.
There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right. I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. Mystery Man 2. Cross-examination. There's one other thing that proves that man was Detective Goodman, sir. That's not true, man. That's not necessarily true at all. Just because you think it proves that it's Detective Goodman doesn't really mean anything now, does it? No, sir, it doesn't at all. I do have to wonder, though, is there a point where maybe I have to present the marshal's print at some point, maybe? On a bloody handprint left in the evidence room, the print has been wiped. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder about that, though. That is one thing. So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir! Solid as stone, sir! If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out. The witness can't afford to make any more mistakes. To enter the evidence room, one must use the ID card. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir! The card next to my cuff, sir! I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. What if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? ... Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. I remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck in my car door when I get out? Well, the remaining time my car ID card gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone.
At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this.
Please proceed with your testimony. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. Does it say anything about the time it was found? The investigator's ID card found in the prosecutor's office crime scene. But it was found in the prosecutor's office, so well, how do we... I do wonder about that, though. I almost wonder if that's going to be relevant to this. We'll find out, though. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. Question mark? Did I save? I don't remember. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. Okay.
So it is, Your Honor.
Not that prosecutor again! Hey, maybe he's behind all this! Being a prosecutor, he can hide the evidence! Mommy is a man and blew a murderer! Shh! Don't stare at him!
You've got the wrong color. I didn't see the last word. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today.
I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. This is the last one. Alright. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir! He didn't show me any ID card, sir! Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. It didn't look like in that video that he asked him to show it, though. It looked like he was just kind of being aggressive up front right there. I don't even know. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. ... Maybe he just panicked. Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to have missed something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on. Let's show them what we've got. There's one other thing. Okay, so then. That's everything that's been pressed now. So I guess I don't know if I saved, honestly. I don't remember. I'm being very forgetful right about now. But assuming I didn't, let's just go ahead and save right now since I'm at the end of the testimony anyway. That's good. I think that'll just be my rule. I'll save at the beginning of the testimony, I'll save at the end of the testimony. I'm just gonna add that rule on just for case 5 only. Well, I mean, I might add it on for future cases if I play the other games too, but I'm just saying though. Anyway, let's see then. What can we do with this? There's one other. Well, I mean, maybe I should try this first. Maybe I should try pressing everything again. Just to see if there's, you know, just in case something just got randomly added on there, because why not? It happens. You just never know. Like, hey, do you want to add something randomly to this testimony? That's cool, man. Thanks. Thank you for adding that you didn't add before. Now you contradicted yourself. It's like, hey, that's how we do it now. Now we know what we're up to. Oh, boy. Well, anyway, I'm guessing this isn't going to lead to anything, but what do we present things to? Oh, come on. I can't even skip that fast. It's very slow. Shh, you got the wrong color, kid. Okay, that's what he said. Or that's what the crowd said anyway. It's time to crime. Alright, so that's the last one again. I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, pressing that twice isn't gonna do me anything, because that was the last thing I pressed. That'd be kind of weird, don't you think? I think so, anyway. So then, what do we do? There's one thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. Is that true, though? Is that actually true? I wonder. I don't know, everyone. I don't know. Let's see. Victim's shoe? Could you use DNA, perhaps? Goodman's lost. I don't know, everyone. I don't know. It might not be a possibility. Evidence room floor plan. Wait, no, that's not right either. Seeing the stabbing. Let me see this real quick. Huh. All right. So that's where the 2 blood stains, or the 3 blood stains happen anyway. That's not really gonna prove anything, though, is it? The tag reads SO9. It's an extremely resistant glove. Okay, it's cool. I don't really know. I will say I don't know. Found in a bloody. Would I be presenting that to anything though? Video from the security camera placed in the evidence room. Touch check to play. I don't need that. I don't need that, everyone. So let's see. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. So there's one other thing that proves that it was Detective Goodman, sir. So when an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. But what do I do about that though? Oh my gosh, I honestly don't know what to present for this. When the guy proves that the man was Detective Goodman, sir. I just feel like maybe I should just go and tell him guilty. But what would I don't even know what I would let my first guess be though. I'm like, I gotta have at least a guess before I actually proceed here. And if I don't even have a guess, then what do I do here? There's one thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. I don't know about that, actually. Autopsy report, do you have any information that I need to know about? Loss of blood from chest wound. Wound was caused by 12-centimeter knife. Nope. I didn't think so. So then, I'm a little bit curious about these things here, you know. Line of cell phone, parking lot, floor plans, crime photo. No, it's not true. What is 77777? Why do we not know this? Are we ever going to know this? Curious about this. It's the fingerprinting set, of course. No, it couldn't be. Wait, you couldn't get in through fingerprints, could you? Actually, that wouldn't make any sense because it still wouldn't be. Well, what about if it was Jake Marshall though? It would be him. So maybe, I don't know. You can't be too sure about that after all. The knife. I don't know, everyone. Let's see. Let's go for. We gotta make a guess sooner or later here. Let's see. Let's go with. Oh boy. Oh wait. Oh. Ho-ho! I wonder. I feel like that's got to be it though. It's got to be the ID card though. So what do we present that to? There's one other thing that proves it was Detective Goodman. So to enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. I don't know which one I have to present that to, but I think I gotta present the lost item report though. Because I mean, he must have lost his ID. Makes you wonder. All right, let's try this then. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. ... Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report. It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right?
I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response? ...
I have only one thing to say to the defense. ... Bravo, Mr. Wright.
Bravo?
Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yes, what's he up to?
That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also a fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
That is... well, I guess that's right.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around.
This isn't good.
Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove.
Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime.
So
the real crime could only take place in one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness. Observe the moment the defendant used a murder weapon.
Ah! I don't know about trustworthy, but we'll see. We'll see. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is only to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman.
Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Wait, object? Of course. One moment, Your Honor.
What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven.
Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. Security video did not show the actual murder. That is true, after all. That's what I was thinking, too. It's like, I don't know if there's actual murder there. If there was an actual murder, then where in the world was freaking... where was the body, huh? I mean, it's not like Meekins was the body, because he's still alive. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Yeah, that finger, absolutely. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. ... The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. ... Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident.
This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify. What is his or her name? Obviously Jake Marshall, of course. Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
I can't let him know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess, while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court in recess. Alright, we're doing pretty well for ourselves, I'd say. February 24th, we didn't get a strike during that. 11:32 a.m. District Court, Defendant's Lobby, number 2. ... There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? We called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana! You're the one who knows everything! Emma. You always know everything, why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? ... Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. ... Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Oh, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey. Hey! I didn't see you there, Miss Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh! You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? Receipt file of SL9 incident files. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murderers. First, let me take a look at no, not that. That's actually the full video. I thought, oh, let me look at the tape itself. I didn't want to actually play the video, though. Anyway, that's not incident files. Files for the dark killings solved 2 years ago. Touch the check button for details. Oh, Jesus, 4 pages. Incident number SL9, closed. Criminal, Joe Dark. Crime, serial murder. Sentence, death. Victims, Edward Jones. Yeah, okay, that's a bank or something, or insurance company. Anyway, Jason Knight. Edith Kirby. Rachel Moss. Jeb Bates. Neil Marshall. Oh. You don't say now. Head prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth. Witnesses, Lana Sky, Emma Really? Emma was a witness too? Oh, that's interesting. Investigation Task Force. Executive Investigators, Damon Gant, Lana Sky. Head Investigator, Bruce Goodman. Investigators, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. Alrighty then. Well, that's interesting information there. Keep that in mind. Obviously, I can check it later, but still, it would be best to keep it in mind anyway. Take it. Okay, I already read that. ... Oh, what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma, but why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, the Cecil 9 incident, is that... ... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as... the Joe Dark Killings. The Joe Dark... No, Lana! That's over with, no! Emma, wait! She ran away. You know what? I just remembered, I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Why, Gumshoe? Why you gotta leave too? Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Well, I kind of already did, but we might take even a better look of it later on, perhaps. Who knows? I don't really know. You my save point. You have to say to be continued and not let me save. I know you were going to, but you were just really slow about it. It seemed like, oh, let's see, here it comes. I'm slow. February 24th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. No, my bad. I said it was courtroom number 9,000. Oh, what am I talking about? The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Emma didn't come back.
Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man same as you, wandering the trails of civilization.
Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed.
Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. He still hasn't said his name and occupation. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out.
To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor.
Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before.
Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the day of the crime took place. This is correct.
According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? Desperado's soul is as boundless as desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In English. Day of the crime. Witness testimony. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. This voice doesn't sound right without the music, honestly. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. I'm not gonna lie. I'll hold that thought. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? How many security cameras in the ID card reader? I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks inside the evidence room? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful.
He's not that good with machines, or with following orders.
Everyone's got their weaknesses, now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright. He's all yours. Cross-examination the day of the crime. My job is to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. Anyway, though, I was going to say, though, I'm not going to lie, though. I feel like I might be starting to change my mind, especially given the new evidence we found. Like, maybe... I don't know. I don't know why. I just get a weird feeling like Jake Marshall has got a huge connection to this case. Like he might even have just gone over Angel as the prime suspect, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe he has. Maybe he hasn't. I don't know. He's very suspicious, though. Especially the way, like, assuming that he was the one dressed as Goodman. Very suspicious, anyway. I don't know, though. Honestly, I really don't know. But either way, though, I guess we'll go ahead and cross-examine, or will we? Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Very close to the end of this video. We might even already be there, but according to my timer, we're like a minute away, so I guess we'll just go ahead and do this. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I'm just a caretaker who interred the record recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. I said I was supposed to make rounds there 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you, that ain't my style. ... I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know join the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner, can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt for weeks. Are you sure about that, Mr. Marshall? How does this guy avoid being fired? Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems. I said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, you sure about that? Are you absolutely sure about that, good sir? What? I don't care. I honestly don't care. That's a contradiction. I'm sorry, but no way. There's no way. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. You know, I did say I would do this if I thought I found a glaring contradiction, and how is that not a glaring contradiction? Especially when he said he hasn't gone in there in weeks? Can someone explain that to me? Yeah, I don't get it either. Whatever, okay. I should advance this. I don't know. I should have been advancing this while I was doing that. It clearly contradicts I thought. You don't sound very convinced, Mr. Wright. Objection overruled! Oh, jeez, I don't think they want me to advise the judge. Oh, that's painful! Why? Why was that not it? Okay, whatever. Besides the rooms... Did I just press this one? I don't know if I did. Okay. No, I didn't. You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a goldmine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite, incredible. The sensors on the lock handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentioned it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is irrelevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Yum. Not the Angel's steak lunches can beat the parlors of Vongol sepia pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, Did you not want a raise this year? I suppose so, anyway. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Out of ammo? Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back to west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, The witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I better up the ante. Better up the ante? Huh. What do you mean by that exactly? Well, anyway, though, I guess I'm gonna save now. Oh my gosh. I wish that would have counted. I would have felt so good if that had counted like I feel like it should have. Honestly, everyone, would you have done the same thing? I always ask this stuff when I get things wrong, but honestly, would you have done the same thing? It seemed right. Did it not seem right? It seemed so very right. It's like, I gotta do this. It's gotta be the answer. Why would it not be the answer? I have no idea. It's just a mystery, of course. Anyway, I guess it's not important, though. I guess they want us to present it to this, or do they want us to present something else? Because they said something about a trump card, so I don't know. Like, I mean, this is the trump card. Do we want to present something else beforehand, though? Like the SL9 thing? I don't know, everyone. I just don't know. Anyway, I guess we'll find out about that, hopefully, on the next exciting episode, everyone. So until then, I will see you all later. What do you guys think the right answer is? What piece of evidence do you think I have to present to you? Hold on a second, let me go back to the beginning real quick. What kind of evidence do you think I have to do? Just I'll let you read these all again, just because why not? There you go, there's all your evidence. There's all the presenting things, and there's all your evidence here. So what do you think it is, everyone? You think one? I mean, obviously it's got to be one of these, but well, unless I have to press one of the statements a second time, that could also be a possibility. But if it's one of these evidence pieces, what do you think it is? I'm curious to know what you think, anyway. Assuming you haven't played the game before already, or played this case specifically. Because some people, I should be more specific about that, because some people have played this game or seen this game, but they have actually not seen or played Case 5 all the way, so maybe you don't know this far into the case anyway. So I don't know. What was your prediction, though? I'm just curious, though. I'll see you in the next exciting episode, everyone. We will hopefully find out that answer tomorrow.